You're so annoying. You're so annoying. Ethan stood at the kitchen doorway, a drill in his hand, his eyes glassy with stubborn drunkenness. His voice sliced through my ears like a blade. My hand was still on the dining table. The glass of water I had just lifted trembled slightly. The kitchen smelled of oil and stale beer, the half-open window swaying with a night breeze that carried a faint chill. I just wanted to discuss the shelf's position and size first. I kept my voice low, trying to sound calm, though my spine was stiff. Ethan staggered forward. Several empty beer bottles clinked across the floor. "Don't bother me. I'll handle it myself," he barked, waving the drill that looked seconds away from spinning to life. I stepped back, set the glass down, and kept my eyes on him. It was the most terrifying moment of my 6-month pregnancy, and only the tip of the iceberg of our marriage. Ethan's drinking problem had never really gone away. When he was away on business, I barely felt his presence. When he came home, the anger and chaos came like a tide. "Ethan, I'm not trying to stop you. Can we just talk first? If you put it there, it'll block the dog's bed, and the height might be too much." I pointed toward the kitchen corner, my fingers trembling. "Get lost. Screw you." He slammed the drill onto the counter, his knuckles whitening. Then he slumped into a chair, staring at me with that smirk, not quite a smile, but a challenge laced with alcohol and contempt. It made my whole body go cold. I took a deep breath, ignoring the ache in my belly. "It's not what you think, Ethan. I just want things to make sense." "You're just annoying," he shouted again, and hurled an empty can into the sink. The metallic clang echoed through the narrow kitchen. I backed into the corner, one hand on my belly, feeling the baby kick, like even that tiny life was protesting the noise. He'd already been drinking when we came home from a friend's house. Just a few beers at first, watching the game, chatting, but when we got home, he pulled out the drill and started one of his projects. I knew it instantly. Drunk, stubborn, with power tools in his hands. Bad combination. When I tried to stop him, he pushed me away. The drill buzzed dangerously, like it could explode at any second. "Ethan, can you please put the drill down first? Let's talk," I said, voice trembling despite my effort to sound calm. "I don't need your help. I know what I'm doing," he snapped, dragging the shelf into the center of the kitchen, blocking half the walkway. Beer cans scattered under his feet. I stared at them, remembering countless moments like this, his outbursts, his stubbornness, his excuse. "I'm just a drunk." As if that made everything okay. "This isn't safe," I said, stepping closer, my hand on his arm. He jerked away violently and gave a twisted laugh. I said, "Screw you." The air froze. He stood there, drill in hand, smirking like he was daring me to move. Under the kitchen light, his face glowed red with anger and alcohol. Empty cans gleamed faintly in the corner. For the first time, I realized how much of a stranger my husband had become. He pointed toward the dog bed. "I just want it there, got it?" I shook my head. "That's not the point, Ethan. I just think." "You're so annoying," he cut me off, slamming the drill down and storming off. His footsteps thudded across the floor, each one pounding against my chest. I curled into the corner, tears sliding down my face. The baby kicked again, frightened. He disappeared into the bedroom and shut the door. I lay in the guest room, crying silently into my pillow all night. The clock ticked. Empty beer cans lay scattered across the kitchen floor, echoing the same message. They weren't the first, and they wouldn't be the last. The next morning, he made breakfast, kissed my cheek like nothing had happened, and left for work. I sat at the table, tracing the edge of my coffee cup. The house felt hollow. Last night's fight hung in the air like a shadow he refused to see. These nights weren't new. Even before the pregnancy, I had lived in constant tension and isolation. Ethan's schedule was chaotic. Housework and daily chores fell entirely on me. When I was sick, he complained I was too sensitive. When I spoke up, he said I was making a big deal out of nothing. Once, the kitchen sink clogged and flooded the floor. I knelt down, soaking up water with towels, my hands red from the cold. My belly ached slightly. He sat on the couch drinking beer, glancing over only to say, "Handle it yourself." Shame and helplessness washed over me. Such a small problem made me feel utterly powerless. That night, as I sat on the wet floor crying, I realized I could no longer rely on Ethan. I picked up my phone and called a close friend I hadn't spoken to in years. "I need help." She didn't judge me, just listened quietly. Then she told me about community support groups, prenatal counseling, and legal protection options. She even went with me to meet volunteers who explained how to apply for safe housing. For the first time, I didn't feel alone. With my friend and the community's help, I began taking small, steady steps. Each day I set goals: create a safe corner in the house, plan an escape route, gather legal advice. I documented Ethan's behavior and alcohol use, just in case. I joined prenatal classes, met other expecting mothers, shared stories. Each step gave me a little more confidence, a sense that I could protect myself and my baby. A few weeks later, I made the decision to leave. On the day Ethan went on a business trip, I called my friend and volunteers. Together, we packed my essentials and the baby's things into the car and moved into a safe house. I decorated a small nursery there, bright, clean, safe. I placed teddy bears on the windowsill, one by one. For the first time, I could breathe freely. I could decide the rhythm of my life and protect my child. After moving out, I stayed cautious but no longer afraid. Friends and coworkers helped with errands. Community counselors taught me how to recognize danger signs, how to reach police and social services. Every record, every call, every small action strengthened me. I was no longer the humiliated, silenced woman I had been. I was someone capable of making choices for myself and my child. When Ethan realized I'd left, he called and texted repeatedly. I didn't respond. Everything went through legal channels. Over time, the weight of his words faded. Every day I felt a bit stronger, a bit clearer. I learned that love isn't endurance. Love is protection, protecting yourself and your child by choosing safety over fear. Now, my baby and I live safely with help from friends and the community. Every time I hold him and watch him sleep peacefully, I know I made the right choice. Looking back, I want to tell anyone living through the same: don't ignore your fear. Seeking help isn't shameful. Friends, family, community, they're there for you. Courage and action matter more than endurance. I once believed that endurance was love and obedience was responsibility. But now I know real responsibility is protecting life, your own and your child's. Every record, every call, every plan was a step toward safety. Now I can face the future with peace, hold my baby with pride, and tell myself quietly, I did it. I survived. And I can build happiness with my own hands.